Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Sunday to you guys. Wanted to share a quick encouragement this morning. Um, I was reminded of something this morning as I was here in the gym, and maybe you guys have heard me refer to the gym as my second sanctuary, my home away from home. One of the reasons that I call it my second sanctuary is because God reminds me of so many things um, during my workout and during my time here at the gym. I discovered some time ago there's this connection that the Lord and I have when I'm working out, where I'm just able to breathe and to think and to process. And many times, God reminds me of the very thing that I'm going to remind you of this morning. And that is, in the process of living a life that you desire to live, in the process of building a life, in the process of going after your dreams, in the process of living for Christ, in the process of just doing good in the world, in the process of just trying to progress and move forward in life, you can lose your way. You can lose your way, especially when you're trying to build something, right? You're trying to build a ministry, you're trying to build a business, you're trying to build a family, you're trying to raise a family. Recently, I've been feeling like, King Jehoshaphat, right? They're coming at me from every side. And you really do pray that prayer, Lord, they're coming at me from every side. I don't know what to do, right? But my eyes are upon you, right? That's some real talk. That's a real prayer. And one thing about prayer, man, is that Jesus understands you. One awesome thing about God is that he allowed Jesus, that expression of himself, he allowed Jesus to feel everything that we feel, to go through everything that we go through. He allowed Jesus to experience in a real way everything that we experience, right? And so there's nothing that we can't take to God and know and trust that he understands, that he feels us, that he knows the emotion that we're experiencing, that he knows the pain, the heartache, the suffering, uh, and obviously, right, to an even greater degree, like what we deal with and what we suffer. If we were to compare it, right, it's not even a comparison. But you get what I'm saying. It's God knows and God understands and God feels you, right? So there's nothing that we can't go to God with in prayer and know that he feels us, that he gets it, that it makes sense to him when no one else in the world, right? When there's no one else that you can confide in, when there's no one else that you can go to and no one else has words for you, when no one else can really articulate what you're going through, when no one else can really feel you, God can. God can always feel you because Jesus has gone through everything that we've gone through. And so, and I'm getting to my point. I just thought that that was important for me to share the fact that Jesus knows, right? He feels you. Maybe someone needs to understand that God knows, God feels you. So, whatever pain, whatever suffering, whatever heartbreak, whatever heartache you're experiencing right now, God wants you to know he gets it. He feels it. He's been there and done that and got the t-shirt. You feel me? So please know that as a side note. But let me get back to the point of what I really wanted to share. And that was there's going to come a time, if it hasn't come for you already, where you're in the midst, you're on your journey of building, of growing, of developing, of trying to move forward in life. And you get stuck. You become frustrated. You become weary, right? Burdened, worn out, worn down, right? And you're like, yo, man, I just don't feel like I got it. I don't feel like I got it to move forward. I don't feel like I got it to make sense of this. I don't feel like I got it to keep the faith, right? Especially for my brothers out there, man. Shout out and salute to all of my brothers, especially us brothers. It's like this morning I was processing it like, yo, I don't feel like lifting my sword up today. I don't feel like lifting my sword up today, man. The sword is too heavy to lift right now. Like, can I take a day off? Can I put this weaponry down for a minute because I'm tired, dude. I'm like I'm at the end of that, right? It's like I don't want to swing on nothing today. I don't want to slay no dragons today. I'm tired, dude. Give me a break. Give me a rest. And I was reminded not only in 2 Corinthians 12, where it talks about his grace is sufficient for us. That encouraged me. But I was also reminded of what I shared earlier, the fact that he knows and that he's in it and that he's felt it. And sometimes you just need a reminder that someone's in it with you, that you're not alone, that you're not by yourself, right? And so this is my way of coming to you to say, I feel you. I get it. If you're struggling to continue, if you're struggling to lift your sword again, if you're struggling to stay in the fight, if you're struggling to keep the faith, right? To fight the good fight of faith. That sounds good in theory. That sounds good when we preaching it, right? But to live it out, man, sometimes it's hard. It's difficult to fight this good fight. And sometimes you feel depleted. Sometimes you feel like you ain't got no more in the tank. And that's where 2 Corinthians 12 comes in and says, no, my grace is sufficient for you. I got you. I'm with you. I'm for you. Lean into me, says God, right? And so that's where the prayer comes in, right? Where we can pray to God knowing that he understands and knowing that he's in it to the end. You feel me? So the three things that I want to share with you today that I was encouraged with as I leaned into God today, because I'm at a point, right, where I didn't want to lift my sword, right? I don't want to fight today. And I was really, let me drop this on you on some real talk. I was like, Lord, you got to give me a reason, man. You got to give me a reason for today. Like for today, I know, Jesus is good and, praise God. And, you always got stuff to be grateful for. But like to stay in the fight, I need a reason. Why am I in this fight, dude? Because right now, showing up in the world, showing up positively, showing up for my family, showing up for the church, showing up for my friends, showing up for my neighbor. Some days you don't feel like showing up for nobody. You tired, you stressed. You like, yo, man, I've been showing up for a long time and showing up got some stuff on my shoulders and I'm freaking tired. And that's where I was this morning, man. That's where I was this morning. And I was like, yo, I need a reason. I need a reason to show up again. I need a reason to lift my sword again. God, you got to give me a reason to stay in this thing. And I believe that he shared with me. Now, I'm not going to share all of my personal, intricate details because I just don't have time, right? Not that I'm not open or transparent about it. If you guys been rocking with me for some time, you guys know I ain't scared to share much. But I really want to just get these 3 points to you so that you can implement it in your own life if you're there. And he simply said, remember, pray to remember, record, and that can be writing it down. That's the best way to do it. Write it down, or you can cut the camera on and record a message to yourself, or you can do the voice memo, right, and just speak to yourself. So record it, and then thirdly, review it. 3-step process, right? That's the value that I'm adding this morning. It's a 3-step process. Remember it. Lean in. Wait a minute. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I don't feel like lifting my sword. Father, by your grace, by your mercy, I call upon you. I need you by your spirit to remind me why. Give me another reason. Give me the reason. It was established before, right? If you guys read it in the caption, right? When you started that ministry, when you started that business, when you started that journey, when you started that family, you had a reason. You had a reason that you started. You had a reason that you started. You was amped up. You was pumped up. You had a reason that you started. Yes, you did. And you was hype about it. And you was full of energy. And you was juiced up. And you was ready to do this thing, right? And you know how we say keep that same energy, right? Cute to say, cute to say. But when you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, yo, Travell, keep that same energy, dog, when all hell break loose. Keep that same energy, dog, when your family ain't together like you want it to be. Keep you know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy, dog, when the business ain't progressing like you want it to. Keep that same energy, dog, when you depleted on your job. Keep that same energy, dog. When the ministry ain't cracking like you want it to. Keep that same energy, dog. When like King Jehoshaphat, when them armies are coming at you from every side and you ain't got nothing but to say, Lord, I don't know what to do. Nope, I ain't got the answer, but my eyes are upon you. Keep that same energy. You keep that same energy that you had by being able to remember, by the grace of God, record and play it back, and then review it, man. Like really sit in that and process that again. Visualize that again. Think about that again. Process that again. Let that work on you again. Let that fill you again. Let that energize you again. And that's not to say that it's easy. That's not to say that it's like 1, 2, 3, boom, we're done. Like you in a huddle at a football, like you in a huddle on a football team or something, right? Everybody put their hands in, 1, 2, 3, win. It don't always play out like that. But if you have that structure where it's like, Lord, remind me, give me a reason, remind me of my reasons, remind me of why I started, remind me of what really matters to me, remind me of why I'm doing this thing, because dude, I've lost sight. I've lost the zip. I've lost that energy, and I want it back, and I want to show up, and I want to keep fighting, and I want to keep swinging my sword. I want to. So help me by your grace. Help me by your mercy. Help me by your love. Help me by your favor. Help me by your anointing. Help me by your strength. Help me by your wisdom. Help me to remember. Help me to record and to recite. Help me to review the reasons why I got in the fight in the first place. This fight of faith, guys. Sometimes you got to say, Lord, remind me of why I'm in this fight of faith. Remind me, especially to my brothers. Shout out to all of my brothers in the faith fighting that good fight, man. I know it gets hard from one brother to another. I know it gets hard. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Difficult, but not impossible. So I hope and pray that this all made sense, man. Just wanted to share my heart, wanted to encourage somebody. We can get down, dude, but like Donnie McClurkin, right? Old school on you, right? Like Donnie said, man, we fall down, but we get up. I ain't falling down. I feel like sitting down. I feel like taking a load off. But we get down, man, but we keep getting back up because of the one that lives in us. His grace is not only sufficient, but his grace is endless. His grace is endless, man. His grace don't run out. His grace is like a bottomless pit. God's grace is like a bottomless well, man. Right? Like we live in this modern era. We don't know nothing about going to the well and drawing water from a well. So let's not even pretend like we do. But we've seen movies, we've read the Bible, we understand what a well is. We know what a well is. We know it's a huge hole in the ground, and that sucker go deep, and you can draw water up out that sucker, man. And that's like God's grace. It's a deep well, and it don't run dry, and you can keep drawing from it. You can keep drawing from his grace. You can keep drawing from his wisdom. You can keep drawing from his love. You can keep drawing from his favor. You can keep drawing, right? When your energy is depleted, when your energy is low, when your energy is down, you can lean into God's grace, man. You can lean into God's well and draw what you need, man. So love y'all, praying for y'all, believing in y'all. Your boy is going to keep the faith. Your boy is going to keep rising up. Your boy is going to keep doing this thing. And as I close, let me just say this, right? Because sometimes it's not what's said, but it's what's heard. None of what I said, and I hope and pray that you guys don't take it this way, none of what I said should ever be interpreted as not like you shouldn't be able to give yourself a day off, like you shouldn't be able to give yourself a rest. This is not a recipe for never taking a day off, never, practicing self-care, never taking a load off and being able to pause and to rest. That was not the message today. There are absolutely times where you need to take vacations, where you need to go and just, take a day away, take a day off from work and just go and sit and pray and relax and just get away for yourself. So please don't hear that you have to muster up the strength, that you have to pray so that you can get the strength back and the courage back to continue to fight without, ever stopping, right? So please don't get that message. That's not the message. The message is simply that when you sense, when you are aware that you feel like dipping, you feel like quitting, you feel like giving up, you feel like throwing in the towel, you're at a place where you're like at a loss for why, right? Why am I even doing this? Like, this is getting old, this is getting tired. That's what this video was created for. That is not to say that regular self-care and the regular times away and times of just resting and recharging are not good for us, right? So love y'all, praying for y'all, believing in y'all, man. Travell C. W. Lynch, Mr. What? Loving on y'all, praying for y'all, believing in y'all always. All right, guys, that is it. Have an amazing Sunday. Go out and do your thing. Remember, if you're going to church, when you leave, or even before you get there, if you're going to the church today, don't forget to also go out and be the church today. Church is just not a place, it's also a people. I know you've heard that before, but today is all about reminders, right? So don't just go to church, go out and be the church. You guys be good, man. I am out. At least I think I'm out. I got to find the button over here somewhere. So